Alrighty, welcome everybody to our first week of our new program happening every Wednesday to kick off this year 2021. That being our project development in Python course. As a lot of you guys are aware, we already started our first view course this past Monday called Algorithmic Programming, where we're solving problems with the language of Python. We had a great discussion Monday talking about Python, getting to know everybody, and it was a great time. And this Wednesday, today, we got no other plan, going over the course details, talking about what we're going to be doing every Wednesday, 4:30 to 5:30, talking about some of our other programs as well, and talking more about this idea of computer science technology and getting into the world of being able to create projects and express ourselves with coding. So thank you once again for coming in, and we got a lot more details to cover. So without any further ado, let's get to it. In case you guys don't already know who I am, my name is Gracie. You guys, I'm a senior at Conan High School along with Labdi. Been taking computer science class for the past 4 years. Love this idea, and now really like sort of teaching and getting involved with you guys as well.
Hey guys, my name's Labdi, and just like Rayan, I attend Conan High School as a senior. I love coding, have been learning it for the past 4 years, and specifically, I'm really into algorithmic programming. And just a reminder, we do have an algorithmic programming course on Mondays. So come join that course if you guys are interested in what algorithmic programming is.
Definitely. So guys, just like our algorithmic programming course, we're going to be getting started off every day with an agenda, getting our vision straight and the foundation laid out for that day. And today that agenda consists of firstly doing some introductions, talking about the program, what it entails, making sure everybody is in our Google Classroom, telling the layout about that. Then talking about the language of Python and the projects which we are envisioning, and then hearing some of your guys' input as well. And yeah, just talking about the future and the projects we are going to be coding and giving you guys some resources as well.
And before we get started into getting into Python, we just wanted to make sure or ask you guys, we hope you guys had a great break. We ended off 2020 with some amazing programs in JavaScript, Python, and we did kick off 2020 in a great direction with the hackathon, as Ayush was talking about, and we hope to keep that going in the right direction through these courses in Python algorithmic programming, as well as the project development.
Exactly. So, Ayush, we're talking about the hackathon. We'll be having more of these things called hackathons. If you're interested in learning more about them, you can go to our website at hackthelib.com. You can drop that link in the chat.
Yeah.
A hackathon, guys, if you don't know, it's a place where people who like this idea of coding come together. They attend the workshops, which are like classes that you can attend to learn some cool things. You make projects, have a good time, get free stuff, and just socialize. And we just had one of our first online hackathon for the new year in 2021 the past week, and we'll be having more for sure throughout the year to come. So for sure, stay tuned for more details to come on that. So Labdi was talking about our other course called Algorithmic Programming, which we have on every Monday. That is a program which happens every Monday for the next month heading into February. Basically, guys, the course is about being able to solve problems with the language of Python. We solve puzzles, we talk about how to solve them, we whiteboard and draw out our solutions, our thinking methodology in order to figure out a good solution. And we talk about some complex topics and make sure that we all understand how to solve some cool things. And today, you guys are all here for our project development course. This is also a every week course, happens every Monday, 4:30 to 5:30, where we're going to be working on projects simply. It's not towards, solving problems, although we are most likely going to have to solve some problems. It's more focused towards creating a project, which we'll be talking about later on with user input, some of the concepts we learned about last year as well, and making some cool things which you guys can share off to your family and friends as well. And then every other Friday, meaning a bi-weekly program, we have our video gaming hour. That is also starting at 4:30 p.m. to around 5:15, where we're going to be, starting off the weekend. It's more of a laid-back, chill course. We're not doing as much intensive learning or doing. It's more of a place where we come, we play some cool games, and we talk about how the games were made. We got to add that sense of, how it's game made in computer science. What's about you?
What games are there in the video gaming art thing? What just like it?
Yeah,
So we are pretty flexible. I'll just add in an idea and then you can go on, Ryan. But we are pretty flexible games like Among Us, Online Pictionary, or any other video games that you guys would recommend us. We will look into those and basically talk about those computer science topics and then play those games as well.
Exactly. You know, a lot of you brought up Among Us, and a sneak peek for this Friday, we will be playing Among Us together. So that's gonna be the game. We're gonna be talking about how was it made.
I don't have Among Us though.
You should be able to download it if you have.
Yeah,
an
it's free on mobile.
No.
And
No, I don't do it on like mobile. I practically do everything on my laptop.
yeah, then it's like $3.99 unless you have like Xbox Game Pass or something.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. If you have a
$3.99 to $4.99. Yeah.
okay,
can we wait? Do you have to sign up for the video gaming hour?
yes. So you know, just like how you signed up for this course.
Oh, so like this week for Friday, there's this thing called video game hour. Is that the same one?
I believe it should be. If it's at 4:30 to 5:30, that's the only one. Yes.
Oh, okay, then I signed it up. Maybe like we can play like something which is compatible for everyone, like Roblox. I don't know if you have it or something.
Yeah, we can look into it, you know, if we can do it online. Avanish, if you have maybe a parent's phone or a sibling's phone at access, you know, download Among Us for a couple 20 minutes. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
All right,
Right.
cool.
Yeah,
so
because not everybody. Yeah, as like people have brought like, I think like because a lot of people do play Roblox, but a lot of people like don't like it as well. Among Us is a game that like most people that like a majority of the people like. So yeah.
that's why we're kicking off. You know, it's been popular lately. So that's going to be this Friday. So come, be sure to join that. Spread the word with your friends and family members. So we'd like to see you guys there too.
All right, back on track of what we're gonna do today. We're gonna start with signing up in Google Classroom, and this code will lead you to all of the resources for project development Python, where we will post the YouTube videos as well as any resources that we use and the replets for the project. And basically, this will be your resources bank for throughout this whole course. So if you can go on Google Classroom right now and then sign up, put in the code QAF7IBJ.
Yep. And once you guys get to Google Classroom, just log in with a Google account and enter this code, and you should be in.
I did put the code in the chat so you can just copy and paste it. Also, just put a yes or finished or something on in the chat so we know everyone has signed up on Google Classroom.
Great, Chase. Yep, I remember on Monday you already joined. That's awesome. Rishi, you got a question?
No, I don't. Sorry about that.
Awesome.
Ibuka is also already in.
Great, Rishi.
I already joined like last year.
Oh, that's even better. Then you had the access to the resources since last year. All right. I believe that is everybody. If everybody is good, we can I'll start going over our classroom. Guys. So essentially, it's pretty simple. If you already, I'm sure many of you guys already are in Google Classroom. If you are a part of District 54 or other schools, but basically, if you go to the classwork tab, we have set up our 3 separate topics: algorithmic programming every Monday, project development every Wednesday, and then a video gaming hour, which is happening every other Friday. There you can find the Zoom link to join our Zooms every Monday, Wednesday, and other Friday. And we'll also be posting our weekly recaps. We'll get the algorithmic programming one up there as well. And then after this product development course, we post the link to our YouTube video, which is recorded. So if you ever miss anything, you ever miss a day, any specific topic we're talking about, you can always go back, rewind, and check out the video once again. Or we're gonna be posting the link to our code as well for the day. So if you're ever, the code we're writing, you ever get messed up, have a question, you can pull up a fresh copy, which Labdi and I have programmed as well. So it's pretty simple. You guys can also communicate with us through the People's tab. Go to the People tab. You can either click my name or Labdi's name and send us an email, or you can just make a post on the stream, and we'll be sure to get to you very quickly. And it's going to be pretty useful in the coming weeks when we're getting more and more into programming, typing more code out to keep track of everything and stay organized. So that is where everything shall be. And I know that some people also were asking about our old videos, which were from last year. You can also view them. If you go to the YouTube channel of the Schaumburg Library, go to the playlist tab. Go to the playlist tab, and then it should be towards the right as we've uploaded yesterday. There we go. Hit view flow playlist, and here you can see our old Python videos. And essentially, guys, we have a bunch, almost 20 weeks worth of content where we were talking about and learning the language of Python. And Python is going to be something we'll be talking about a little later, but if you want to learn about what this whole thing called Python is, I would highly recommend watching our Python Tech Bytes videos from last year to learn about what it is and the syntax, as we're going to be sort of progressing faster in the coming weeks and tackling some problems and projects.
All right. So Rayon talked about all of the Google Classroom stuff, where to get all of the resources. But basically, how will this course work? Just like we talked about in algorithmic programming, we will start with brainstorming and then plan and then develop. Coding is not only just writing that syntax code. We will start by brainstorming different projects that we can do in Python. And then once we have an idea, we will start planning on what steps to implement to create that project. And then finally, we will implement those steps into the code that we create.
And so we got a bunch of cool projects to talk about as well. So before we get there, or actually, we can talk about it in a little bit. How about first of all, we just talk about, we had some discussion going on Monday about this whole phenomenon, this whole thing called computer science, coding. We have some new people here today as well. We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts too. But what do we know about this thing called Python? We're not talking about the animal here, but something called the coding language. Do we have any pre-existing thoughts? Guys, feel free to unmute if you can private chat it as well. But how about I'll get started as to us talking about, I know we have some new people here that, first of all, before we get to talking about what is Python, what is a coding language? Well, let's, do a word within the word here. Let's dissect it, Let's talk about what is a language, right? Well, a language is like, you can think about English, there's Spanish, there's Mandarin, there's so many languages which exist in our world. And we can communicate with people with different languages. So if I'm visiting, say, Europe, or say I'm visiting Spain or a Spanish-speaking country like Chile, I'm probably going to be speaking some variation of Spanish, right? If I'm going to China, I'm most likely going to be speaking some type of variation of Mandarin, right? Or if I'm going to, say, an Asian country like India or Pakistan, I'm probably going to be speaking Urdu or Hindi, right? So all of these are different languages through which we can communicate to other people. But with this idea of coding language, we're not communicating to other people, we're communicating to a computer. And there's multiple ways of how we can communicate to a computer. There's ways we can develop websites. We can make apps for our phones, whether that's an iPhone or an Android phone. And there's so many different languages, to name a few, like Java, JavaScript. We're talking about Python today. And all those different ways allow us to make different things and communicate with the computer. Now, with our courses for this next month, we're focusing on Python. A lot of you talk about what makes Python unique.
Yeah, definitely. So again, just like there are so many languages when we go to different countries, there are so many languages when we actually sit down and code. And each language is specific or unique to what it's good at doing. For example, taking that same example of Chinese, Hindi, Urdu, Spanish that Rayan talked about. For example, Chinese uses characters. It's good at talking really fast and communicating a lot of content in a short time. Similarly, just in coding, specific languages are good at completing specific tasks. For example, some of us may know HTML, CSS, and those languages are good at front-end UI. And what I mean by front-end UI is basically what you see on your computer, those blue colors that Rayan is sharing on his screen, the dark background in Zoom, or those green buttons, red buttons in the leave button, the red and the leave button. So that's the front-end UI, and that's done using HTML, CSS, and a bunch of other coding languages. There are so many, like around like 1,400 or so. And then there are other languages that work more in the back end, like Python or MySQL or JavaScript. And what these languages are good at is basically doing the logic or doing the computation of what we tell the computer to do. So for example, if I click the leave button in the Zoom, then technically I'm leaving and it's all happening in the computer. But basically what this button does is it sends a signal to the server, and the server is basically doing that task for me. And the code that runs in that server is some sort of code like Python, Java, MySQL, which is different from the coding languages that we use in front end, like what did I say? CSS, HTML. So that's the basic kind of differentiating how different coding languages work in different ways. And in this course, we will use Python. So we will try to incorporate Python in a more of a logical sense, where we won't use the UI in Python, because Python isn't known for its UI. It's known for its fast compilation. It's correct me if I'm wrong, Rand, but it's an interpreted language.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, so it's more, you can make classes in Python and use objects, all of that.
Yep, and give me one second, sure. So if we, say we just head on towards google.com, right? Right now, I'm looking at, whenever we, Google it's become a verb, which we all use now. When we go to Google, we type up whatever we want, say how to make a good song on GarageBand, okay? So if I search that up, I get results right away, right? That took less than a second, 0.7, 7/10 of a second, right? And I get thousands of results, and I can click on any of the results and check out any of the information available to me, right? But how is this actually happening? Well, although to me, in the front end, I can see this happening quicker than a snap of a finger. But in the behind the scenes, there is so much more work going on. Python's a language which is being utilized in order to pull up these results. They are probably stored in some type of database. And in order to retrieve these results and make them available to us as the user, we have to use a back-end language like Python. It's sort of like if you think about going to the movies, right? Say you watch Avengers Infinity War, right? That's a movie with so much computer graphics, so much action, nonstop action, right? Well, we get to see the final product in the movie theater, right? At least when we used to be able to go to the movie theater, we got to see the final product fully play out. But behind the scenes, it took the directors, Mark, the Russo brothers, it took them over a year to film that whole movie. Now, how does a 2 hour movie require a year's worth of work? Well, there's a bunch of filming, a bunch of editing, a bunch of production material going on in the back end, right? So, sort of similarly, in the back end, there is so much work going on in order for us to be able to search something. And in the front end, we're the lucky ones in being able to see what has occurred. And hopefully in the coming weeks, coming months, we're going to start to become those people working in the back end as well. And in the front end, being able to see what we make and use that as well. But sort of getting our hands, getting more work in the back. So that's something we're going to be looking forward to.
Just a quick thought in that whenever I'm working on some sort of backend code, I imagine myself as that one like really high-tech coder in like a group of spies where that dude or that girl like she's sitting in the back of a truck and then trying to, I don't know, hack a whole system using a computer. That's like the backend, while the other spy that this hacker is kind of backing up is doing their own task about trying to complete some sort of mission.
Exactly. So a lot of cool things we can envision and do absolutely with this idea of a backend. So how about now we sort of start talking about more the projects. This is a project developing course. We're going to be making some cool games, other applications. So we sort of want to hear what you guys got to think. What games, are there any games which you would like to make? And we can sort of discuss if they're way out of the scope of this class or if they're doable. I see Rishi talking about some type of multiplayer game. That is absolutely possible. We can make online multiplayer game. Well, that adds a Roblox. Well, that adds a bunch of a couple layers of difficulty for sure. We can for sure make a locally multiplayer game if we want to explore online. That is a bit more complex than sort of what we're intending, but it could be something we look into once we complete the local version. Roblox is a very big game, Avanish, my friend, but it's for sure possible once we sort of get over the learning curve with our first project. A trivia game, Chase, absolutely possible. An adventure game, jumping, collecting. Oh, yeah. Lav, do you want to talk about how we could maybe make something with like Pygame or make like visual stuff too?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So one thing that we can do is add like physical properties to object. For example, when you I don't know, I don't have a ball around me, but like when you drop something out of a stick pad, it basically goes down because of gravity. Now, how do we enact gravity in a Python window? And that's basically where Pygame, PyMonk comes in, and you actually get to create a whole world in basically Python. Now, again, as I said, I won't contradict myself that Python is not a UI language, but I have seen a lot of people make great, amazing games and using Pygame and PyMonk. And basically,
so is Pygame basically it's like something that uses Python, or is it part of Python?
yeah, so Pygame is basically a library. Now, what is a library? Basically, if you make a project and it does something and you think it'll be helpful for another person to apply it in their own project, that's basically what a library is. They make your life very much easier by, coding. Coding a lot of stuff that you'll need to do, and all you have to do is type out one command and they'll do the rest for you. So for example, if I say, I don't know, some sort of like enact gravity or something, I'm just saying pseudocode for now, but that'll basically just, it'll access multiple files that I would have needed to code to enact that gravity in my Python window. But just because I have imported that Pygame library in my project, so Ryan can just like type in import Pygame, and if I just I don't know any
I don't have it installed.
commands on the top of my. Okay, so yeah, what Rayan did right now, let's just go over that. Rayan first installed Pygame onto his computer or any, onto his computer. And then after that, he will be able to import Pygame in his project.
Yep.
And
so
there we go.
this thing, now there's no more red line. This import statement, I believe it was Rishi or Yushi you guys were talking about. It's essentially allows us to import. It's a library or like a module. You can think of it. It's like, say we, what's a good analogy for this? We are doing a research project, right? And the research project requires us to have 5 websites we use to formulate our ideas. Well, in order to make our research project, we got to go to those other websites, right? So similarly, we have Python. It's like our research project. But in order to make something with Python, we usually need some other things which we have to sort of grasp little things from. And in this case, import Pygame is like that little thing, that website, which we're going to source. And when using Pygame, we can make a bunch of cool things. We can make windows. We can make like, if I go back to the Google search, there's many examples of games which we can make as well. But like Lobby said, this is more of a sort of like a fun thing we can do with Python. The main purpose of Python is to handle data, manipulate, and analyze that data.
Okay. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if it was like a library or something or basically like almost another like type of thing that uses Python, because I was just on Replit when I was like making something. So I had seen that like Pygame is one of the options. So, and it says like which language do you want to use?
Yeah.
So it shows like Pygame as one of the languages. So that made me unsure, like, is it a library or is it basically another language that uses Python? So
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's like it's not a separate like coding language.
Yeah, now I know.
Option.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure. So
that's all good. We want you guys to ask. If anybody else ever has a question or something they stumble upon the past week, bring the question. It sparks a good discussion. So we love doing that. But we for sure got some good ideas. Lobby and I also have some stuff in mind, like making some tic-tac-toe games, some other type of variation of games too. But once we start completing some basic projects, we had some people asking for online type of games. That's something we can explore. That's going to be a bit more lengthier. But, as you learn more, you can make some cooler and cooler type things. So for the future, we definitely have a bunch of great things lined up.
All right. So if we don't have anything else, I have a Python project that it's a game of Mastermind. Anyone know how to play Mastermind or what the game is?
No.
No. Okay. Let's just play it together. I just have all of it coded just as an introduction to what we can make in Python. And here we go. Let's see.
I don't have it also.
Oh no, I'm just showing my code for it. Okay, I'm just gonna. All right, so the code is over here, but basically what you do in Mastermind is your goal is to guess a 4-digit number, and the code will tell you how many digits you have guessed and how many digits you have not. And basically the code uses a bunch of if statements, for loops, while loops, and yeah, that's about it. So we can, I guess, play together, and I guess that will be our introduction to Python. Okay, so anyone have a guess for a 4-digit number?
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, we got that. Okay, not quite the number, but you did get 1 digit correct. So the 4th number is 4. Any other guesses? So we know that the 4th number is 4. Any other guesses for the first 3?
2, 3, 1, 4.
2.
All right.
1, 2, 4, 4.
So since the first 3 were incorrect, it wouldn't be hard.
2, 4, 4, 4. 2, 4, 4, 4.
Okay. Okay, not quite. So I believe let's try higher up, so like 9876 or something.
9, 8, 7, 4.
Okay. All right, so we got 7 in the third place. We only need 2 more.
8774.
If we did have a 7, it would have been in the second place. I can check once more, but yeah, the first 2
Okay.
are not 87 or
9874.
3574.
No, we've already checked 9874. Yeah. Somebody said 3574.
all right, 3.
6174.
Okay, I'm gonna try 3574 and then 6174. Okay, 3574 is not correct. I'll try 6174. That is not correct as well. Let's see. Oh, we haven't tried
2374.
We haven't tried 0. Okay. Yeah. Wait. What do you say?
2374 and then 2074.
Okay. 2374. Nope. 2074. Oh, what? Okay. Let's see.
I think we can do
8574.
like we can do the hundreds place first. Like we can just try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0 on the 100 place. and
We've
it's gonna
already
have to be
checked
correct.
1,
And then
2,
and then
3.
after that it'll be easier to do the thousands.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've checked 1, 2, and 3 like just a little bit before this. So 1, 2, 3, 5 we've checked, and yeah. So we've checked 1, 2, 3, 5. So let's just do 3, 4, 7, 4. Oh wait, no, we've checked 4 too.
Let's
Okay.
do 3674.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I don't.
3774. Wait, no, we've checked 7. 3874. 3974. Yeah, 3974.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We got 9.
5974. It's 5974.
Okay. 5974. Aha. Nice. It took
Wait,
us.
how did you know it was 5 for the thousands?
Lucky guess. Lucky.
Well, sometimes luck is going to be something which is going to help us out. But yes, this is a cool project, Lobby and I made it a couple years back in our freshman year. It's called a Mastermind Game. It's pretty fun to make and pretty cool too. It's something we can make as well as a class.
So,
But
do you guys like this game? Is this possibly one project that you guys would like to do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
all right. Other than that, guys, that wraps up our product development course for this Wednesday. Remember, this Friday is going to be our first ever video game hour, playing some Among Us, talking about how the game was made. Other than that, guys, take care. Have a great upcoming weekend. We'll catch you guys next Monday. See you guys.
Bye.